Have you ever heard of the Zong Massacre? It was the deliberate killing of over 130 slaves by throwing them overboard into the ocean. But what's even worse is why they did it. Now that is... The Zong was the name of a British slave ship traveling across the Atlantic carrying 442 African slaves. Way over their capacity because they were trying to maximize on their profitability. Things took a turn for the worse when the captain miscalculated. Route was going to take longer than they originally anticipated. So now supplies are running low. To make matters worse, the slaves were starting to get sick. So instead of arriving at the port and losing money because of having weak and sick slaves, the captain decided it would be better to throw the slaves overboard because drowned slaves could be claimed on your insurance, but sick or dead ones would be worthless. So over the course of several days, the crew chained, gagged, and threw at least 122 men, women, and children into the ocean. Husbands, wives, children, babies. And another 10 jumped into the ocean on their own, choosing suicide over being murdered or being slaves. Can't even imagine. The Zong ship reached its destination and filed an insurance claim for lost cargo. They wanted money for the people that they murdered. And the case actually went to court, but not over the murder of all these people, but for the insurance claim itself. The court found that the insurance company was liable for the damages because as enslaved people, they were the same as any other cargo.
Okay, Shalom. Okay, first and foremost, I would like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, and double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth, as well as much respect and honors to the brothers that are pushing this truth in sincerity across the four winds of this earth and risking their lives and freedom to do so. I would also like to give much honors and respect to the brothers and sisters that are of the hopeful elect that are doing their very best to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High to the best of their abilities. Shalom. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, has a great and terrible judgment coming to him very soon, okay? Now here it is in this particular short video right here. You had this Eve, and she was referring to these slaves as African slaves. These were not African slaves, okay? These were Israelites, okay? These were the Lord's people, okay? And when I say Israelites, I'm talking about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and those that are other speckled birds that look like these other nations, but you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on your father's side. Esau he didn't enslave just any people, okay? He enslaved the Lord's people, okay? He enslaved the Israelites, you know? And here it is, this right here is just one of many horrific incidents, you know, where this devil was, you know, throwing out people overboard and basically feeding them to sharks. This devil this devil done this on multiple occasions, okay? You know, this devil has done this on multiple occasions. And, you know, there's so many things that are coming out now, as to how this devil was basically treating our people. He didn't show our people no mercy. Okay, when we were in hardcore bondage, this devil didn't show our people no mercy. He didn't show the old no mercy. He didn't show the young no mercy. Okay, here it is. This devil, it's come out that this devil, he was feeding our babies to alligators. Okay, here it is what this devil was also doing to our babies. He was taking our babies and he was burying them, okay, in the ground, and he would leave their heads exposed, okay, and then he was playing polo, okay, with our babies, basically, hitting our babies with polo sticks, hitting their heads with polo sticks, okay. That right there is just wicked as all outdoors, okay. And this devil, he was having his way with our women. He was having his way with our little boys and girls. Okay, he was even having his way with the men. Okay, this devil has a great and terrible judgment coming to him. Okay, and again, he didn't just lead any people, okay, into hardcore bondage. He led the nation of Israel. Okay, he led the Israelites, okay, into slavery. Okay, and again, he didn't show our people no mercy. Okay, he went above and beyond. Okay, when it comes to afflicting our people. Okay, and this devil, he was doing some sick and foul, disgusting things to our people, you know? And, like I say, he's got a judgment coming to him. Okay, he's going to go into hardcore bondage. He's going to go into captivity. He led our people into captivity. It's only a righteous judgment that he goes into captivity. And here it is. He worked our people from sun up to sundown. This devil Esau, he's going to get work from sun up to sundown. Okay, he beat our backs in. He's going to get his back beat in. And everything is going to be done in accordance to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, we're not going to be out here doing no sick and foul things like how this devil was doing to our people. Everything is going to be done, in accordance to the law of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, but this devil, he's gonna get work from sun up to sundown. He's going to get his back beat in. And again, that's a righteous judgment. Okay, because again, and he's going to build up our kingdom. Okay. We built up his kingdom, and so it's only a righteous judgment that he builds up our kingdom. And he's going to go into hardcore bondage for 1,000 years. And after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, this devil, he's going to be destroyed. He's going to be wiped off the face of the earth. This devil Esau, he's the cancer of the earth. Okay, he's the reason why the earth is in a weak and mourning state right now. Okay, because this devil rules in wickedness. And what's so sad about it, here it is, this devil has really destroyed the minds of a lot of our people. Because here it is, you have a lot of our people. They want to give this devil a pass. Okay, they want to forget, about all of the hardcore, affliction that this devil was putting on our people during, slavery. But with that being said, this devil, he does not get a pass. He's not going to get a pass. Thus says the Lord. Okay, and see what's so sad about it. This devil, he's still afflicting our people to this day. He's still oppressing our people to this day. And then yet here it is, you got a lot of our people. Okay, they want to give this devil a pass. No, he's not going to get a pass. This devil, he's going to go into hardcore bondage. And after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, he's going to be wiped off the face of the earth. And so, I saw this video right here, and I just thought that I would bring out a quick lesson on it. I'm going to go ahead and bring out a few scriptures, and then we'll end the lesson. Okay, the first scripture I want to go to is in the book of Habakkuk, and this is chapter 2, and this is verses 2 that I want to start in. And it reads, "And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." Verse 3, it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Okay, and see the vision, is talking about the vision that the prophets were receiving back then, which was set for an appointed time, and now it's that appointed time. Okay, you have the men of the Lord today. Okay, here it is. We out on the highways and hedges. Okay, and we're putting up lessons day in and day out. Okay, going into these prophecies and breaking them down. Okay, and making them plain upon tables. Okay, and the end, is talking about the end of Esau Edom's rulership. Because, the visions were of Esau Edom coming into power and being taken out of power. But, while, Esau was in power, he would be doing certain things. He would be doing a bunch of wickedness. Okay, he would be oppressing our people. Okay, he would, have our people in hardcore bondage, enslave our people. Okay, he would be murdering our people. Okay, this devil, he would be doing everything, such as, be doing a bunch of wicked things, such as, defiling everything from the food that we have to eat. He will be defiling the water that we have to consume. He will be defiling the air that we have to breathe. Okay. This devil, he will be pushing out all types of wicked philosophies and whatnot that are contrary to the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. This devil, he will be trying to find ways to, delete off a bunch of our people. Here it is. Not too long ago, during that sea scandemic, this devil, he came out with that Beetlejuice. Okay. That a lot of people trusted in him with. Okay. And, here it is. This devil, he had came out when that Beetlejuice came out. He had said it a couple of times that the first people who he wanted to drink it was you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of Israel. Okay. He wanted our people to drink it first. And a lot of our people trusted this devil with that stuff. Okay. And they drank it. Okay. And a lot of people, became unalive. Okay, a lot of people, got hurt, behind that stuff. Okay, behind trusting in this devil with that stuff. But that devil said it on several occasions. He said the first people who he wanted to drink that stuff, That magic juice, okay, was you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's what that devil said, okay? You know, let's read verse 3 again. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." And see, here it is. These prophecies are popping off the pages, and they're happening in real time as we speak. Here it is. You have World War III. It's building up. Okay, you have all these other nations that are threatening war with America. Okay, here it is. Even America's allies are beginning to turn on America. Okay, here it is. I saw an article that recently came out where France is, is telling America that they want the Statue of Liberty back. And France, is supposed to be an ally of America. Okay, and here it is. I mean, Canada. Okay, it's talking about putting tariffs on America. Mexico is putting tariffs on America. Okay, these are allies, and allies are beginning to turn on America. Okay, and so these prophecies are popping off the pages. Here it is, the M-O to the T to the B. It's here. It just hadn't been mandated as of yet, but you best believe very soon it's going to be mandated. Here it is. You have the economy. It's collapsing. Okay, this devil, his queendom is literally falling before our eyes, and it's going to fall very soon, Lord willing. Habakkuk chapter 2, and this is verse 4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." Okay, and see, Esau was the wicked, and his soul is not upright in him. Okay, this devil, he brings nothing but confusion, disease, death, and destruction wherever he goes. Okay, this devil, his soul is not upright in him. That's why, he enslaved our people. Okay, and he did a bunch of wicked things. Okay, while he was enslaving our people, such as, throwing our people overboard on ships. Okay, this devil, he was feeding our babies to alligators and whatnot. Okay, this devil, his soul is not upright in him, and he looks at our people as being less than human. Okay, when this devil had our people in hardcore bondage, he was having his way with our women. He was having his way with our children. He was even, having his way with the men. Okay, again, Esau's soul is not upright in him. And this devil is not going to get a pass for all of the wickedness that he has done, to our people. Okay, this devil has a great and terrible judgment coming to him very soon, Lord willing. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 47, and this is verses 6. And it reads, "I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hadst thou very heavily laid thy yoke." And see, the Most High, turned us over to Esau because we transgressed against the Most High. However, Esau showed us no mercy. Esau, he showed the old no mercy. He showed the young no mercy. Esau, he went overboard with the affliction. Okay. And this devil, he's still afflicting and oppressing us to this day. Okay. Esau, he continues to try to find ways to oppress our people. And he continues to try, and he continues to, tries to take our people out. Okay. Here it is. This devil, what he does is, as I was saying earlier, he defiles and pollutes everything. He puts fluoride and other harmful chemicals into our water. Okay. He puts GMOs in our food. Okay. This devil, he sprays chemtrails in the air. Okay. Which is basically defiling the air that we have to breathe, which is keeping the people sick. Okay. And in a weakened state. Okay. And again, as I was saying, during that C-scamdemic, okay, the first people who this devil wanted to drink that stuff, that Beetlejuice, was our people. Okay. And again, a lot of our people, they fell for it and they drank it. And a lot of our people, dropped. Okay. A lot of our people are having all types of issues. Okay. After trusting in this devil with that stuff. Okay. This devil Esau has gone above and beyond, to try to take out, our people. Okay, this is 2 Ezra chapter 6, and this is verses 18 that I want to start in. And it reads, and it said, "Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, and see, with that being said, the Lord is visiting the earth. Okay, and the Lord is visiting Babylon the Great. Okay, the Lord is visiting Babylon the Great with bad weather. Okay, here it is. Earlier this year, we had snowstorms, okay, that affected a lot of people. Okay, here it is. I mean, a lot of people, and I want to say this was Detroit, Michigan. You had a water main, okay, that had busted due to, bad weather, the freezing temperatures and whatnot. And that water main, had caused, several communities in Detroit, Michigan, to be on the water. Okay, you had homes that had flooded. Okay, you had cars that had flooded, and then that water that had that was flooding the homes and the cars, it had started to freeze, and so a lot of people were affected. Okay, also last year too, you had those hurricanes. Okay, that wiped out various communities. I want to say in the North, Carolina area. I want to say even Alabama. I think even parts of Florida. Okay, a lot of these Edomites were affected. Okay, by that. Okay, also too. Okay, the Lord is visiting the earth with pestilence. Okay, and over here in Babylon the Great, you're hearing about a bunch of pestilences. Okay, that's causing harm to people in terms of health, as well as these pestilences are also affecting the food supply. Okay, also too, lately we've been hearing about a lot of wildfires. Okay, in various parts of Babylon the Great, that's been wiping out various communities as well as claiming lives. Okay, and a lot of these Edomites are being affected. Okay, and with that being said, the Lord is going to continue to visit the earth, and the Lord is going to continue to visit Babylon the Great. Okay, and these Edomites, they're going to continue to be affected. Okay, let's get the next verse. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, and this is verse 19. It says, and will begin to make inquisition of them, whether they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. Okay, and see, these Edomites have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. So the Lord is making an inquisition of them, or an investigation, of these Edomites. And this is why we're hearing about UFO sightings and whatnot, because the UFOs are the Lord's chariots. A lot of these UFO sightings are the Lord's chariots. Okay, and these chariots, they're recording everything. Okay, and the Lord is going to be very thorough, okay, with his judgments, okay, of this place. Okay, and, the judgments are happening, right now. Okay, and with that being said, more judgments are coming. Okay, and these Edomites, they're going to continue to be affected. Okay, and see, here it is. We're living, in a time to where our punishment is about to be fulfilled. Because, we're Zion. We are Zion. Okay, and, Zion is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and those that are of the speckled bird that look like these other nations, but you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on your father's side. Okay, this is the book of Job, and this is chapter 20, and I want to start in verse 4. And it reads, knowest now. It's like it reads, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth? Verse 5, it says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Okay, and see, with that being said, these devils, they don't have much longer in the power seat. The Lord is bringing these devils down. The Lord is bringing down this wicked queendom of Esau's. Okay, and the Lord is destroying these wicked devices of Esau's and bringing down this wicked queendom of Esau's. And so, this devil, he doesn't have much longer in the power seat. Job chapter 20 and verse 6, it says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds. Okay, and see, here it is. These devils, they're proud. Okay, because they think that they're sitting on top of the world. But all that is getting ready to come to an end very soon. These devils are actually, getting nervous because, they know that their time is short, and that, and that's why they, they're scrambling so fast. They're trying to bring in their NWO. Okay, and as a result, of being nervous and moving fast, they're actually becoming sloppy, and they're actually exposing, themselves as a result. Job chapter 20, this is verse 7. It says, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Verse 8, he says, he shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Okay, and see, this is talking about Esau. Okay, this devil is soon going to perish like his own dung. Okay, this devil is soon getting ready to be put in chains and serve hardcore bondage for 1,000 years. And after that 1,000-year period is up of hardcore bondage, this devil is going to be eradicated off the face of the earth. Okay, and this is the book of Psalms, and this is chapter 7, this is verse 11. And it reads, "The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day." Okay, and the Lord is angry with these devils. Okay, why wouldn't the Lord be angry with these devils? I mean, no, just look at what this devil Esau has done to the Lord's people. Just look at what this devil continues to do to the Lord's people. Okay, just look at what this devil Esau has done to the earth. Okay, you know, this devil, has the earth is totally out of course. Okay, you know, the entire earth is in a weak and mourning state because you got this devil in rulership. Okay, and see, this devil, he has oppressed and he has murdered our people, and this devil, he's still doing it to this day. Okay, this devil, he defiles everything from the food to the air to the water. Okay, you know, which is, you know, causing a lot of, you know, the people to become ill and perish. Okay, you know, this devil, this devil has, like I say, he's really destroyed the. He really has the earth in the worst state that it's ever been in. Okay, you know, and the Lord is angry, you know, with these devils because of, you know, the wickedness, okay, that these devils are pushing out. Okay, and the Lord is visiting this devil Esau, and the Lord is bringing down this wicked kingdom of Esau's. Again, this devil, he doesn't have much longer in the power seat. Okay, this is going to be my last scripture, and then we're going to end the lesson. This is Revelation, and this is chapter 13, and this is verse 10. And it reads, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." Okay, and see, this devil, you know, he led our people into captivity. It's only righteous judgment that he goes into captivity. Okay, here it is. This devil, he worked our people from sun up to sundown. Okay, this devil, he's going to get worked from sun up to sundown when he goes into captivity. Okay, this devil, he beat our backs in. Okay, when we were in hardcore bondage. Okay, this devil, he's going to get his backs beat in. Okay, you know, here it is. This devil, he slayed our people. Okay, with the sword, and he's still slaying our people with the sword. Okay, and this devil, he's going to get slayed with the sword. Okay, and after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, okay, this devil, he's going to be eradicated off the face of the earth. Okay, you know, this devil's going to be destroyed after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, because this devil, he's going to build up our kingdom. Okay, because we built up his kingdom. Okay, so it's only a righteous judgment that he builds up ours. And after that 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, okay, this devil, he's going to be destroyed off the face of the earth. Okay, and those of us that are of the hopeful elect, you know, are patiently waiting. Okay, and we have faith. Okay, and we know that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is true to his words. Okay, and that this is going to happen. Thus says the Lord. And so, you know, that's pretty much the point. I'm going to go ahead and end off here. I hope it was edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, and double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Kwam Yasharal and Abba Baba. Shalom. Okay, this is Psalms, and this is chapter 7, this is verse 11. And it reads, "The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. And the Lord is angry with these devils." Okay, why wouldn't the Lord be angry with Esau? You know, just look at what Esau has done. Look at what Esau is doing. Okay, look at what Esau has done to the Lord's people. You know, look at what Esau continues to do to, the Lord's people. You know, this devil has oppressed and murdered our people, and he's still doing it to this day. Okay, here it is. This devil, he defiles everything from the air to the food, okay, to the water, okay, which is causing people to become ill and in a weakened state. Okay, this devil, he has the whole entire earth in a weakened and mourning state. Okay, you know, he rules in wickedness. You know, the Lord is angry with these devils because of all the wickedness that these devils have, done. Okay, and the Lord is visiting Esau. Okay, and the Lord is bringing down this wicked kingdom of Esau's. Again, this devil, he doesn't have much longer in the power seat. His kingdom is literally falling before our eyes, and it's going to fall very soon, Lord willing. Okay, this is going to be my last scripture, and then we're going to end the lesson. And this is Revelation, and this is chapter 13, and this is verses 10. And it reads, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, and see, here it is this devil Esau. He led our people into captivity. And so with that being said, it's only a righteous judgment that this devil, he goes into captivity himself. Okay, and he's going to go into captivity. Okay, here it is this devil Esau. He worked our people from sun up to sundown. Okay, when we were in hardcore bondage. Okay, this devil, he's going to get work from sun up to sundown. You know, this devil, he beat our backs in. Okay, when we were in hardcore bondage. Esau, this devil, he's going to get his back beat in. Okay, you know, here it is this devil, he slayed our people with the sword, and he's still slaying our people with the sword to this day. Okay, this devil, he's going to get slayed with the sword. Okay, but this devil, he's going to go into hardcore bondage for 1,000 years. Okay, and after that 1,000-year period of hardcore bondage is up, you know, this devil, he's going to be destroyed off the face of the earth. Okay, you know, and that's a righteous judgment. Okay, again, he's going to go into hardcore bondage for 1,000 years and build up our kingdom. Okay, and that's a righteous judgment because we built up his kingdom. And so it's only right that he builds up ours. Okay, you know, but after that 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, okay, is up, this devil, he's going to be destroyed off the face of the earth. Okay, and those of us that are of the hopeful elect, you know, we're patiently waiting. Okay, and we have faith. Okay, and we know, you know, that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is true to his words. Okay, and so that's pretty much the point. I'm going to go ahead and end off here. I hope it was edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, and double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Kwam Yasharala and Abba Baba. Shalom.